Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
It's great to be back.
Ready to dive into another lesson from A Course in Miracles.
Absolutely. Always ready for some more course wisdom.
Okay, so last time we were exploring Lesson 30.
Which was all about how our perceptions shape our reality.
Right, and how those perceptions aren't always accurate.
Yeah, like looking through a distorted lens.
Exactly. So today we're moving on to Lesson 31.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, which seems very fitting after that last lesson.
You know, it really is. Because if our perceptions are off, then holding on to grievances.
Could be based on misunderstandings.
Exactly. Lesson 31 really dives into this idea of forgiveness as the key to inner peace.
Okay, so how does the Course define forgiveness in this lesson?
Well, it's not about saying what someone did was okay.
Right. It's not about condoning bad behavior.
Not at all. It's more about recognizing that holding on to anger and resentment hurts us.
More than it hurts the other person.
Right. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
That's a powerful analogy. But I've got to admit, letting go of those feelings can be tough.
Oh, absolutely. It's a process, not a switch we flip.
So the Course acknowledges that it's hard.
Oh, yeah. And it actually links this difficulty to the ego.
Our good friend, the ego.
Always popping up. The ego loves to be right.
It thrives on separation and judgment.
Exactly. So when we hold on to grievances,
We're basically feeding the ego monster.
you got it. But forgiveness
Ours the ego.
takes away its power.
So it's almost like a choice between holding on to anger and
Feeding that ego or...
choosing forgiveness and finding peace.
Exactly. You know, speaking of perceptions, Lesson 31 also talks about projections.
Projections. How does that fit into forgiveness?
Well, remember how the Course says the world is a reflection of our mind?
Yeah, that what we see out there is often a reflection of what's going on in here.
Right. Projections take that idea a step further. It's like shining a spotlight of our own.
Unresolved issues.
Yes. Our own fears, guilt, insecurities.
And shining it onto other people.
Exactly. So we end up seeing in them.
What we don't want to face in ourselves.
Right. Which makes forgiveness even more complicated. Because if what we're angry about is actually...
Our own stuff.
Exactly. Then forgiving them...
Becomes about forgiving ourselves.
You got it. It's a lot to unpack.
Mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah.
But how do we even know if we're projecting?
That's the tricky part. It takes some serious self-awareness.
So introspection is key.
Definitely. One clue, though. Projections often trigger big emotional reactions.
So like if you're way more angry than the situation calls for.
That's a red flag. It might be worth asking what part of this anger is about them.
And what part is about me?
Exactly. That's where those practical tools from the Course can be helpful.
Like affirmations.
Affirmations, journaling, even forgiveness meditations.
Right. Because sometimes we need more than just thinking about it.
Exactly. We need to actively work through those emotions.
So what are some of the exercises the Course suggests in this lesson?
Well, for affirmations.
Which I've tried before, but never really connected to forgiveness.
It's powerful. The lesson mentions affirmations like, I choose to forgive and release all grievances.
Wow. That's direct.
Right. It's about intentionally shifting your mindset.
And they really work.
They can, because affirmations work on that subconscious level.
It's like planting seeds of forgiveness in your mind.
Exactly. And over time,
They can blossom.
and change how you see the world and how you react to it.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So besides affirmations, what about those other tools?
Forgiveness meditation is really powerful.
Okay, how does that work?
Imagine the person you need to forgive. See them clearly in your mind.
Got it. Visualize them.
Then picture yourself releasing any negativity.
Like anger, resentment,
All of it. Let it go. Visualize it dissolving into light.
or floating away?
Exactly. It can be really freeing.
I bet. What about journaling? How can that help with forgiveness?
Well, you can start by writing about the situation where you were wronged.
Describe it in detail.
Yes. Then explore how holding on to that grudge has impacted you.
How has it affected your thoughts, your emotions?
Your behavior, even. Then shift gears. Write about forgiving the situation.
And how it would feel to truly let go of that burden.
Right. That shift in perspective can be huge.
So it's not about denying the hurt.
No, it's about acknowledging it and then consciously choosing to move on.
Wow, this deep dive has given me a lot to think about. Forgiveness is a powerful thing.
It really is. And it's not just a one-time thing. It's a practice.
Something we can cultivate every day.
Exactly. And the benefits are huge.
Like finding that inner peace we all crave.
And improving our relationships.
It's like choosing freedom over imprisonment.
I like that. You know, if our perceptions really are just projections.
As A Course in Miracles suggests.
then forgiveness becomes even more important.
Right.
Because we're essentially...
Forgiving ourselves.
Exactly. That's something to ponder.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into forgiveness.
It's been a pleasure exploring this lesson with you.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Looking forward to it.
Bye for now.
See you then.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And keep practicing forgiveness. It really does make a difference.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.